All right, are we live? Yes, yes, I am. I have a lisp. Yes, I
Yes.
think we're live. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Voice Actors at Home PH podcast. I'm Louise. I'm one of the comm leads here at Voice Actors at Home PH, and I'm here right now with,
Hi.
who we speak with? Yeah.
Hi guys. I'm Leia. You guys may know me from my work on several dubs that you can find on Netflix, particularly
Hmm.
from Avatar: The Last Airbender live action as Katara,
Ooh,
and 11 in Stranger Things. And some of you may know me as the Filipino voice of Mirabel Madrigal for Encanto.
that is a heavy list of roles right there. We are you know, I'm in awe. Seriously, I'm in awe of that
Oh,
Ross of
thank
that
you.
filmography or dubography. What do you call that stuff?
Dubography? I don't know. I don't know what we call it.
Yeah,
The
but
bio. I
resume.
don't know.
It's your the names on your resume. Wow, I got to say. So I mean, yeah, we didn't need that introduction really because a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people here listening now, or they know who you are. I know who you are.
Oh,
The
thank
industry
you.
in the Philippines is pretty small, but it's growing,
Yeah,
and we hope that the conversations we have like this help it grow, and help the young, help the people who are starting out, find their way, learn the ropes or something.
for sure.
Yeah. So I'm curious. How did you get started here? I mean, I'm old enough to be your dad, right?
Are you? I don't know. I'm 20.
Yes.
So,
So definitely, I'm
okay.
more than double your age. So
Okay.
yes.
Um
So
okay,
I want to know.
so I got started actually originally I started in theater.
Okay.
Um
Same here.
when I was 6 years old, I got a tap on the shoulder from my school, Obi Montessori, back when I was in
Hmm.
first grade. They were like, "Hey, does your daughter?" They were talking to my mother. "Does your daughter want to audition for this play? It's gonna be in Resorts World. It's called The Sound of Music."
Six.
And the reason I got tapped to audition for this was because I was a very noisy child. I was a
I'm
very
sure a lot of voice
talkative
actors can
child.
relate.
Yeah. I love to sing in class. I was a chronic singer. I would sing during discussions. I would
In
sing. It,
class.
it was it was a problem in class.
Okay. All right. I guess that
And
could be a problem.
yeah. And I got into the play. It was one of the most memorable experiences of my life,
Ooh.
and that really made an impact on me. And I think after that play I realized that I did want to be an actor.
Ah.
um and then one of the members of the cast went to my mother near the end of the run, and they were like, "Oh, I know this place, the studio that's looking for child actors.
Ooh.
And you guys should, do a voice file with them." They gave us the address and a contact with someone.
It,
And that studio was Hit Productions.
hey. Okay.
Yeah. So after doing a voice file with them, I then started doing VO and jingles for ads. Um,
Can
and
you,
that,
I have a
yeah, go
follow up
ahead.
later. No, I have a follow up
Interject,
to that.
interject.
No, no, I'm curious about your first ad, but let's get to that
Okay, okay.
later. Later.
So yeah, I started doing ads for Hit, and then I believe it was Jeremy Domingo
Ooh.
who first um kind of introduced me to dubbing. Um he recommended me to Miss Pet Narvasa at ABS-CBN.
Okay.
Well, she used to work for ABS-CBN at the time.
I-
And my very first dub was an English dub of Please be careful with my heart. Um, and
Oh,
the
with
child.
Sir Chief?
Yes,
Okay.
Chief. It
Wow. That ran for a long time, right?
was a lot of episodes.
I bet. I bet. So wait, but so that was your first dub. But then you
Yes.
said you started with Hit before
Yes.
then.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first commercial?
If I remember correctly, my very first ad was a jingle for Swift Hot Dog.
J- Swift Hot Dog. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Have you voiced as in a character or a V? Aside from, I mean, you have some like we said in the description a few days ago, multi-talented, multi-talented. So you sing, and then you
Yes.
also do VO. You do dubbing.
Yes.
Have you done VO for commercials?
Yes, I have done VO for commercials. Um,
Do you remember your first?
oh my god, my first VO. I can't say I recall with
Ah,
certainty
oh,
which one it was, but
not
I was
long ago.
about, yeah, I was about 7, I think, when I first
Seven.
started with VO. Yeah.
7. I have a 12-year-old son. I've been trying to, I've been trying to nudge him in the direction of VO, but he doesn't seem interested. But 7,
Yeah.
not. I mean, I've heard pretty young. That's pretty young.
I was pretty young.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. I can completely understand why you don't remember what those ads were.
It's that long ago. It really was.
Yes. So you would be one of the youngest veterans in the industry here.
Probably there weren't very many of us in my uh
Batch.
batch of kids. But the one person who I feel like lagi ko naging katambal, like I was
Mm,
always with them in recordings for jingles or whatever, even in several dubs
mhm.
we were together, was Noel Comia Jr.
Noel
Um,
Comia Jr. Ooh,
yes,
we should
he's
try to get
now he's
we
now
should
an
try to talk to them
actor.
soon.
He was on Niña Niño and uh yeah, so he's doing great things
He's
right
doing well.
now.
Well, I mean, don't sell yourself short. You're doing some pretty great things as well.
Thank
So
you.
yeah. Oh, it's just like I said, it's fun. But I'm curious. I mean, what was your? I mean, do you have a favorite? I mean, what was your most memorable experience as a well
Okay,
as
wait,
a
are we
voice
talking specifically ads or dubbing, or like I have favorites,
for
a
everything?
bunch of favorites for
Let
everything.
let's go. Let's just run through the
Okay.
whole gamut.
So my favorite jingle
All
I
right.
think that I've ever done is this jingle for Nesfruta Dalandan.
Nesfruta.
It was
How long ago?
incredibly catchy, and I have never forgotten about it ever since. I
Nesfruta
did this when
Dalandan.
I believe it came out in 20, I want to say 2015 or 2016. So I was
Okay.
about probably like 12, 13. Um, but it was arranged by Sir Arnold Buena,
Oh, yes, Sir
and
Arnold.
yeah, and it was the catchiest thing, and it was such a fun time in the studio. Like there was a lot of backing vocals and harmonies that went into it, and it was just such a fun time at the studio. And I remember that jingle so well. It was like
Mhm.
the, you know, lasap na lasap, lasang real, real na real, and then that was
Oh,
like one of my favorite ones.
okay.
Yeah.
I actually remember. It brought me back. I remember that hearing
Yeah.
that before. So yes. So now I know it's you. No.
Yeah.
So that's the
Favorite,
jingle.
yeah,
All
that
right.
favorite jingle. Favorite VO.
Favorite
Favorite
VO.
VO. Hmm. Trying to think. Ano mga favorite VO ko? Um, I would actually say that it runs along the same line of like, oh, no, I remember now. Um So, you know how at the end of every like UFC commercial,
UFC,
there's
that's the
a
banana ketchup.
yeah,
Just in
you
case
know,
they're MMA fans.
yeah, it just yeah, just in case, yeah, no, no, no. The ketchup,
Yeah,
or sauce brand.
sauce brand.
Um, so at the end of every UFC commercial, there's this really fast tagline na masarap masaya basta't Nutri-Asia.
Is that you? Is
Not for
that
all
you?
of them, but I
Okay.
did get to do them for like at
Ooh.
least a couple of ads. So
Okay.
that's probably that's a really memorable one for me.
All right, I'm gonna show you just one. Faith says Nesfruta Dalandan was you pala that got stuck in her head.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Faith.
Yeah. Yeah, that got stuck in. I'm sure that got stuck in a lot of
Okay,
people's heads.
favorite dub. That's a tough one.
Oh, yeah, I'm
That's a tough
sure.
one. I
Right?
have
You've got
so
a
many
lot.
favorites.
Or will you plead the
Favorite
fifth
dub
on
is
that
a really
one?
hard one for me. I because I definitely have a list probably of
You
like
have
my
a list.
favorite ones. I don't know if I have like a like oh my god,
Number
this
one.
one is my favorite overall.
Oh no. Oh no, we got choppy. All right, sorry.
Oh no.
We got a little bit choppy. Yeah, you got a little bit. So you said you can't say that there's any one that you can say is your favorite overall, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's where we sort of lost it.
Okay. Yeah, but there's definitely a list, I think.
Ooh, can you share? I don't know any number three, five, any?
Hmm.
Because yeah,
We're
I know
gonna
it's
go
scary
with
also
a
because you might
top.
leave out stuff that should be on the list.
Yeah, yeah. Damn.
We can
And now
skip.
that I'm thinking more about it, I'm recalling more. I'm recalling more dubs, and I'm just like,
Oh,
wait,
no. Oh, no. Okay, let's just say that the
wait,
list is too
no.
long to share.
It's a little long. Yeah.
It's a little long. No worries. No worries. Um, okay. I guess you said you were 20, so that sort of makes you no longer a child voice actor
I
at
am no
this
longer
point.
a child voice actor at this
Although
point. Yes.
you can still play a child.
I can still play a child. Yes, actually, recently, like last week, I did do a child character for the first time in a really long time.
NDA,
Uh,
just be careful.
Not out yet. I can't say, but like I'm just saying,
All
I
right.
did a child voice.
Ooh, but okay. This is still sort of falls under there. Is there anything particularly memorable as just from your childhood about an experience as a child actor,
Yeah.
as a child voice actor?
As a child voice actor, I mean, I feel like my most memorable project as a child voice actor would be Sophia the First. That would be hands down the most memorable project I ever did as a kid.
Sophia the First,
Um,
princess, this Disney. Uh,
yeah,
okay, yeah, played
yeah.
by from Modern Family. I mean,
Yes, 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 yes.
Alex Winter. Is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so you
Um,
played the Tagalog.
I was the Filipino voice of Princess Sophia for
Oh,
seasons 1 to 3 that aired on TV5.
okay.
Um, and I actually did that from the ages of 10 to 13.
Ooh,
Um,
3 years
yeah.
playing. How old is Princess Sophia supposed to be?
I don't even know. I think she's supposed to be like 9 or
9.
yeah, like I don't even
Okay,
know. You know what? You know what? I feel like that's worth a Google. Hold
that's
on.
worth a Google. All right,
Yeah,
let's.
that's that. How old is Princess
Sophia.
Sophia? Hold on.
Of course, we have to do this. We're
Yeah,
gonna go
I
down
feel
rabbit
like
holes, aren't we?
yeah, she's supposed to be 8 in season 1.
Ooh, so 8, 9, 10. Okay,
Yeah,
not too far off.
not
Not
too
too
far
far
off.
off. Yeah. Well,
But
okay.
yeah,
So that.
actually, funnily enough,
Mhm.
for the first season of Sophia, um, I was not the singing voice for the first season of it. I forgot exactly why I wasn't hired for the singing voice of it. I don't know if it was because of like they can't put me in the studio for that long because of labor laws.
Maybe.
I don't know, but the next season, well, no, it's not even the next season. They didn't have me sing the songs in the series, but after they found out how disappointed I was that I wasn't gonna get to sing the songs for the first season, they actually did let me sing the theme song.
Oh,
So even in the first season, though I wasn't singing for the in episode
in a short.
songs, I was and still am the theme song for Sophia the
Oh,
First.
okay. That
Yeah, it's
that's an
so much
interesting.
that specific song has been like, oh
Does
my
it
god,
still
I
play?
lagged. Hold on.
Oh, that specific. Okay, that specific song has been. That's what the last thing I heard.
Yeah, that specific song has kind of been like the most, I want to say, I think it's the most memorable part of the dub
Ooh,
because I've been seeing it on like TikTok.
now? As in
Yes.
recently?
Yes, it's been really it's been such an eye-opening thing to actually like see people on social media, like on Facebook or on TikTok, and like they'll hear the song, or like someone will mention that, their morning wasn't complete without the TV5 dub of Sophia the First when they were a kid. Parang there's a nostalgia connected to that. And I read the comments on these things. And as a kid, I don't think I was ever really aware of like how many people actually watch the show, you know?
Oh yeah, I bet.
Um and then now that it's all done, I look at these comments from these people that are like, alam mo, dati nalilate ako sa school kasi pinapanood ko yung Sophia the First. And like, it was so like shocking to me talaga na ganun pala yung nostalgia ng mga tao with that show.
Well, yeah. I mean, we see. Okay, just last night, my son and I we were in bed, and we were watching commercials from the 80s and 90s, and he was like,
Mm,
he could still connect with them. So
mhm,
I mean, it's just interesting that we don't know the impact these things make
right.
way beyond way years after they show. But there's a question here that's perfect. It seems to be perfect for what you just said. What's it like voicing shows from your childhood as a child, growing up with a show? What is it like?
It was really funny because ayun nga, after uh looking at those comments nga ng Sophia the First, it's like parang in my head I realized na I became people's childhoods. My voice was people's childhoods,
And it was
and
your childhood as well.
me doing the work was my childhood. Um
Oh.
there's this weird kind of parallel there. Um okay, now voicing shows from my childhood, I don't know. I guess this technically counts. I mean, it came out when I was a teenager, but Stranger Things. I I am a huge fan of Stranger Things. I
Same
love the
here.
show to bits.
Hmm.
And it was so, I remember when I got the call that I got of 11, and I was literally shaking, telling my parents because the adrenaline was like so high, just shaking, telling my parents, "Oh my god, I'm gonna dump for 11." It was like it was crazy, and for me, I never thought I would dub for 11.
Really
I never thought because it came out in 2016, and the dub like
came out
they
quite a
we didn't,
while
yeah.
after.
Yeah, the dub came out quite a while after.
Yeah, true.
And I was always thinking to myself, like, oh, they're not gonna dub it. Nangyari na eh. Tapos na eh. They're not gonna dub. No. And then they did. And it was so crazy to even like have the opportunity to
I
dub for
bet.
it,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, this is something we didn't discuss beforehand. I, so do you remember, like, was there a rush? Because he said it took a while before you actually dubbed the first season. Do you remember how long it took and how many seasons you dubbed in like any given time period?
So each season basically took a month.
Okay.
It took a month to do each season, roughly.
And that's just the
Um,
dubbing part. That doesn't
and
include prep pre.
we finished all the way up to season 4. Um, Before the dub all came out, like it didn't come out in batches. Like it kind of just was
Oh, so
all
it's like,
released.
so basically, what happened was you could binge, after watching season one, season two, season three, season four in English, you could binge watch
Hmm.
seasons one to four in one go in Tagalog.
Yes, you can. Yep.
Oh, ooh. So anyone watching, you know what to do. Go to Netflix,
Filipino audio.
Filipino audio.
And that
Um,
particular dub is something I'm very, very, very proud of.
I bet.
Not just for my own performance, but everyone else on that team, everyone else on that cast was absolutely amazing.
Yes,
And I feel like really brought justice to the awesomeness of the series.
yeah. I watched a lot of that, and it was like the way it was. It wasn't. It wasn't a translation. It's just like they really made it.
Right.
They made it here. They made it local. Yeah,
Right.
there. So I cannot stop praising those shows, those dubs. But you brought something. You said something earlier. You said you were so excited, you were shaking. You told your parents, and I'm gonna bring this up because I mean, Leia. I mean, it's not a secret that you're Shanty Gleason. I mean, your
Right.
stage name is Leia. And for people in the local voiceover industry, we all know Tita Gray. Tita
Yes.
Gray Gleason is your dad. So, I guess the way I'd phrase, I'm trying to figure out a way to ask, what was the here? What was the best thing about him being your dad? As a voice actor, what was the best thing about having him as your dad, and what was the worst thing about that? So that,
um, Best thing I think is the fact that we have a home studio is probably the best part about it.
all right, that's a good thing. That's
Because
definitely a good thing.
so much from home. I could be up like when I first started making covers and stuff. I was able to just wake up at like 4, be up at like 4 in the morning, and be like, I want to record something, and go to my dad's studio and record something.
Wow.
He taught me how to use Sony Vegas, and I get a lot of my DAW knowledge from him. Um, so I was able to train myself essentially, and have him there to guide me in
Ooh.
using this kind of thing. Um, Worst part, uh, I hate having him next to me when I'm doing a voice, like doing an ad. I'm like, I want to do it myself. I got to a point where I just want to self-direct. And he
Ooh.
knows this. He knows this now. When I have an audition or something, he just lets me do it. He doesn't go with me anymore because
So,
I don't know. I think I feel criticized by my father. I feel criticized.
ooh, and that's a
But
long
I love
shadow
him.
he's
I love
casting.
him. I just
Of course. He's probably casting a long shadow. But
I mean,
yes,
he's
go.
known in this industry. I will say though, like he never pushed me to pursue VO. This was never something that he was like,
Interesting.
"Oh, you should do this. You should try to do this." He never really pushed me in that direction at all. It was just something that I just happened to be also interested in, and
Ah,
it was perfect because I had the resources to do so.
they were right there
Yeah,
at home.
yeah, they were right there at home.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit, I got to talk with your dad just not too long ago, and he said something to the same effect that he didn't push you, you just sort of fell into it.
Hmm.
You fell into the industry, everything just clicked, and that's a
I've told
nice.
people this. I've told people this before. My whole career in voice acting has kind of just been one like recommendation or tap on the shoulder or good review, and that's just, it's kind of been falling into one another, and that's kind of how it built itself. I'm not sure how this all happened. You know what I mean? Like,
So
it's
that
kind of
means
just happenstance.
okay, so that means you can't give any advice to younger voice actors about how to do it. No, just kidding.
I mean, I get with what I know now about, the industry, and
Yeah,
what we do, right? Just as a job.
yeah.
I guess my advice to younger voice actors, especially those that want to get into dubbing, um, acting is so important. The acting aspect of it is so
Ooh,
important.
we can
Um,
talk on and on about
we can
this.
talk about that, yeah. But I will share this story. I I felt really kind of stuck in like my kid voice
Mm,
era for a really
okay,
long time, because I was doing kid voices up until I was like 13 or 14.
okay.
Um, so from like 7 years of my entire career, I've all just been like kid ads or doing. And then after, when I started to grow up, they wanted to put me into, more teen roles, or
Okay.
more older roles, or roles that fit my age better.
All right.
And I had a really hard time adjusting to that.
Ooh.
Um, I think there was like this mental block of like, stepped in front of a microphone, I automatically reverted back to a kid voice. It was like, it was a subconscious thing.
Okay.
Um, and it was hard. It was hard to undo all that. Thankfully, my directors were very patient with me, especially Direk Rudolph. Siya yung nag-ano sa akin, oh, bumabata na naman boses mo. I was like, my
Frontal.
bad, my bad.
Oh no.
And then,
Oh
ayun,
no, we got
hello?
choppy
Uh,
again.
okay, there we go. I think I'm
Um,
back.
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad was
Um,
last thing I heard.
yeah. And then I actually took a break from and just VO in general, actually.
Ooh.
Uh, I actually went to high school. I went to a real high school, because up until this point, I was homeschooled from third grade to seventh grade. I was homeschooled,
That's
and
okay.
then
4 years.
eighth to 10th grade, junior high school, I went to regular school, and then COVID happened, and I went to
Oh,
senior high online.
okay, that sucks. Uh,
Yeah, but actually, weirdly enough, COVID was like the thing that got me back into voice acting, because I took like a four of no I took like a 2 year, I guess 2 to 3 year break, 8, 9, 10, grades
mm,
8, 9, 10. And then, while like a year into COVID, I got a message from I believe it was Direct Marvy,
okay.
and she was like, "Hey, do you still dub?" And I'm like, "Well, I was thinking to myself, all my classes are online. They're not strict on attendance. I could technically go, right?" And so I
The
started
window
dubbing
suddenly
again,
opened.
because of the pandemic,
Okay. Oh,
and during the pandemic. But in the senior high school class that I had, I took up theater arts at Mint College, and um, that, especially in my 12th year, I feel like really, really helped me. Specifically, there was this one class that I had. It was an improv class. It was an improv class.
ooh.
And my teacher was Sir Ding Dong Rosales. He's actually part of Spit Manila. And he was the most amazing teacher. And that class was the most amazing class. And I feel like through that improv class, um, I was able to kind of let go of
The child.
like any inhibitions or like any like any conscious like thoughts ng being in a studio or like acting a certain way or if it's
Okay.
pretty or not. You know what I mean?
I think I get
Like
what you
I was able
mean.
to to act more naturally. Improv taught me how to act more naturally.
Well,
Um and actually I did Stranger Things after or during, I can't remember if it's during or after this improv class. And I feel like it was definitely a step for me to be able to do a character like 11.
okay. I mean, I think we know the answer to this already, but
Yeah.
Claire's
Yes,
asking.
a resounding yes. A resounding yes. It helped me so much.
It oh no, again, choppy. It helped you so
Oh,
much.
yeah, okay. Um it helped me so much, and I feel like any actor really, it doesn't even have to be a voice actor.
Mm,
Any actor in general I think should try improv at least once. Um
I agree.
it
I still love it.
it's such a great way to like get out of your shell and explore something without without
Restraint.
feeling overly conscious about what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're just really just reacting to whatever's happening
Mm,
right there.
right.
Oh god. Yet another rabbit hole.
Yes.
But we're not gonna jump into that one. Um, all right. You mentioned okay, we brought up Direct Rudolph,
Hmm.
your improv teacher, Tita Gray. Ah, and then I'm curious about are there other influences, some really big influences in your career?
I mentioned the major ones, obviously.
So sorry, we got choppy.
Um,
We lost you for a fraction of a second.
oh, yeah. I said I mentioned the major ones. I think.
Okay.
Jeremy Domingo, I think, falls into that
Oh yeah, Jeremy.
category
Yes,
too.
you mentioned Jeremy.
He's been such a great help. A lot of the people it hit. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up in I feel like a lot of the people there, si Tito Arnold, Tito Mike Villegas,
Right.
um, Kuya Peter, everyone that's worked at Hit that I've ever interacted with, or everyone that I've ever really worked with, especially directors, have helped shape
Okay, of course.
me and my career in such a big way.
Yeah, that's a given. And but you, I guess that, and it just shows that like you said, you grew up at Hit, so there's a little bit of I mean, a special affinity for them
Mm-hmm.
and the people there. So, all right,
Of course.
I'm gonna let's swing and let's move. Let's focus a little bit on singing. I guess uh, you mentioned already. I was going to ask if which came first, singing or voice acting, and we did go into that as well. We did cover that voice acting came later on. Um,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of voice actors who are also singers, or a lot of singers who venture into voice acting. Do you have any tips that are like, sort of, um, specific to people who cross that boundary, who do both?
People who do both.
Yeah.
Um, do I have any particular advice for people that sing and voice act? Just to
Yeah.
clarify.
Yeah, it's who do both, singing and voice
Um,
acting. I know it's a weird
that's
thing, but
that's
because I don't sing, and we're choppy again. All right, I'm gonna waste some time while Shanti's still still lagging a little bit. Oh, sorry, Leia is lagging a little bit. And nothing. All right, we're gonna.
Oh no.
Oh, there. Are you back? Are we back?
Am I back? Am I back? Are we back?
Yes, I
Are
think
we
we're
good?
back. Yes, we're good. We're back.
Okay, great. um I was saying before I got rudely cut off by my own internet, that if you have both, right? If you have singing and voice acting, and ads, especially ads, to be able to because like they don't need to hire two separate people to do their jingle and their VO. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like it
no.
can if you cannot and you want to learn. There's I feel like there's a lot of resources out there, and a lot of teachers out there. Oh my god, is my internet okay? Is
Yeah,
this
there's a bit of a.
am I still audible?
Oh, all right. All right. I'm going to. All right. I'm gonna try to recap what you said from the little bits and pieces that came in. But the basic thing is
Hello?
that yeah, there we go. Are you back? We're having technical difficulties. But the way I understood it is that there is a
Okay,
big.
I think I am back.
Yeah, I think we're back. Can you, Leia? Are you back? It's getting really choppy, but I think. All right, I'm gonna try to recap. There is a big advantage if you're able to do both voice acting and singing. So if you want to learn one or the other, go do it. Go. There are a lot of resources. There are a lot of teachers online. I'm yeah, it's hard to piece together the pieces, but I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. And skip over this topic. Maybe the internet doesn't want us to talk about it for now. So, you mentioned. So I got it. I captured it. Okay, that's good. Because I was like getting frustrated. Uh, again. All right.
I
I got
think you got
a
it.
question here. So you have both of a home studio. I mean, at your dad's place. Or I mean, and you also work in studio. I mean, can you give a rough split or estimate for how much time you spend at home or in the major studios?
When I was a kid, most of the work was still in studio.
Okay.
It wasn't really until COVID that we started doing a lot more at home work.
Um,
What do you call this? Was
okay.
because I was spending so much time. Okay, wait. Again, I can see the bars.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the same bars. I'm like, oh no, it's going from 4 to 3. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Um, but yeah, I think the major reason why I needed to be homeschooled at the time was because I I was spending so much time in studios and really in the studio. Not gonna lie, like 4 days a week.
Four days a
In the
week.
height of my uh career, in the height of my career,
No, that better
just
not be
spending
the
a lot of
height.
time in ads and jingles. The height at the
It's,
time,
at the time, yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose,
The early stages of your
as
career.
a kid. Wait, I was spending a lot of time in studios. Yeah. Work. Hello, hello.
Yes. Okay. We're gonna recap with you spent a lot of time in the studios during the early parts of your career.
Right.
How about now?
And okay. Now it's mostly from home. A lot of the
Mostly.
work that I do, except for dubbing, really.
Okay.
Dubbing is still in the studio, but a lot of the work from VO and jingles, even actually a lot of jingles, happen from home. Um, and that a setup has really come in handy. Now, this is the one that I use when I'm in Taft.
Okay.
And then, of course, when I'm at home, I use my dad's studio. And yeah,
Okay. Do you have a preference? I mean, or maybe not a preference. What do you like and what don't you like about one or the other, both of those setups?
I'm not gonna lie. I think I do prefer being in studio more.
Okay.
Maybe it's just the environment. I like going to the studio. I like, you know, I like having people direct me as well, like in studio, like, and tell me what they need and stuff like that. I mean, they do that when they give me the instructions and stuff for what we're doing at home and stuff like that. But I feel more comfortable knowing that that person is like actually there listening to me in real time and saying,
Okay.
yeah, that sounds good, you know what I mean.
I get that.
um and from home, I guess there's more flexibility in terms of schedule.
Okay.
um
Flexibility.
you don't have to account for travel time, uh which is great. And then you can do as many takes as you want until you're sick of yourself.
I get
um
that.
but that's a good and a bad thing, okay? Because like I love like doing multiple takes until I'm good with it. But you are your own harshest critic, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
You're a
so
perfectionist,
I
aren't
could
you?
be there for hours just stuck on this one thing, and I'm just like, what? How am I not doing this right? you know
When in fact you already have a good take,
when you
but you just
already did. Yeah.
don't don't believe it. Oh, I
Yeah.
can relate. I can relate.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing, I think.
Oh God, yeah. I'm curious. You said something. Because I definitely relate with. I like having a director. I like
Mm-hmm.
I like having someone listening in. But are you able? I mean, how are you able to do that with a directed session over Zoom, over something like this? I mean, does it or what's lost? Or what's missing from that?
I I mean, technically yes. Technically yes. You could do the same thing, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like the human connection of being in the same place as another person.
Yeah,
I feel like I guess I just find more comfort in that. I don't know.
I get I get
Um,
you.
and maybe it's because I grew up in the traditional way of like going to the studio and like doing it there and having a director and stuff like that. And nasanay ako sa ganun.
Yeah,
So I feel like that I find more comfort in that as
I
a
get you.
since I've been
Well,
doing it for so long.
I get you. I mean, I mean, same. I'm torn between those two, except I live in the mountains outside Manila,
Ah,
so
yeah.
I tend to favor working from home. But anytime there's a chance to work face to face, I still love it.
Hmm.
So yeah. So I mean, did you build your own studio there at at where you are now, or do you just work from your dad's studio? For
I this is I have an extremely like basic basic-ish setup. I mean,
Okay,
I have roommates, so I can't really do a whole
okay,
lot in
okay.
terms of, I
Understood.
do want to improve my acoustics a little bit because I know I have a lot of reflection.
Okay.
Um, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with what I have.
Wow.
So obviously I have the Shure SM7B, not sponsored, uh,
But pero
microphone.
baka puwedeng ma-sponsor, 'di ba?
Oi! And currently I have a Behringer Euphoria
Euphoria, yeah.
MC204
204,
as
okay,
my interface.
okay.
And I have a really nice PC that I bought from my the States, and I brought it all the way back home. That was a trip to
Ooh.
try to get this back home.
Well, why did they charge? Never mind. Let's not
Oh
go
my
there.
god, that's a whole story. That's a whole story I could tell you.
I know, but we're not gonna have time. Well, we'll t that's for another
That's for another
session.
time.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're it's almost 9. I didn't realize. All right, sige. I have questions about, do you have a favorite? No, we talked about favorite experiences. Dream roles. Do you have What are your dream roles right now? Can you
But
Oh no. Hold on, hold on. We're gonna have to repeat that because you got choppy again.
it's coming back, I think. It's
Yep,
three
we're good.
bars. Okay. Um, so yeah, I had to really think about it when someone asked me this recently.
Ooh.
But I did say during the last time I was asked, and I still stand by it. I do want to dub Bridgerton. If there ever is a dub for Bridgerton, I would love to dub for
Ooh.
Bridgerton, particularly either Eloise or Penelope.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not familiar with the
and
characters, but I know the show.
and uh, the poster for the new season of Arcane.
Arcane.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if we get an Arcane dub. Like, I, I think realistically, I can see me playing Caitlyn, but I guess my dream role would probably be Jinx. That would be quite the acting role for me. It would be really challenging for an acting role, but I would love to play Jinx.
Okay. If there happen to be any casting directors or people trying to localize that content, Leia. Oh no, we got choppy again. But yeah,
Oh, there we go.
those are pretty nice
Disappeared.
roles. Wait, are we back? I was saying where
Yeah,
those are
for
pretty
sure.
nice roles. Those are nice dream
Yeah, I think we're
roles.
back. So, that's definitely, I think, on the list. I'm sure there's more. If I think harder, there's bound to be
I'm
more.
sure.
Oh,
What?
I do remember another thing I said the last time I was asked. I know that I believe there's like an Enola Holmes 3 coming out. I would
Well,
love to be Enola.
I mean, weren't you already Enola twice?
No, actually, the reason I wasn't Enola was mostly because I had to move. I was moving to the States at the time, and the timing was just super off, and
Oh.
I did not get to do Enola. I would love to do Enola if I get the chance.
Oh shoot, wait, I think I know who
Um,
dubbed Enola. I think. I'm not sure. I
okay.
I will have to double check.
I don't think I've ever met the girl who actually dubbed for Enola, but I would love to dub for Enola if given the chance. I know that role belongs to someone else, but
Okay.
um
Yeah, I guess I just
that
assumed because of 11.
yeah, I've been collecting Millie Bobby Brown characters. So I
Uh,
have I have 11, and then in her recent film Damsel, I played her as Elodie,
okay.
and I guess Enola would complete the trio, but that's mostly why.
All right, sorry. I
Hi,
have to
Dad.
highlight this. We did actually mention it. It's not a dream role, right? Because we did mention it at the start that
Happened.
that's what one of the roles you're known for.
Yeah. Actually, I was a huge fan of Avatar before the live action ever kind of happened, and before the dub happened for the live action. Um and that role was actually a dream role for me. Um
Was.
because it's another it was another one of those things like 11 where I never thought I would ever get the chance to dub for this character. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the what do you call this? The animated show already happened. There was a
Yeah.
dub for the animated show, and I was like, okay, well,
It's
I
done.
guess it's not gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
done. And then the
Mhm.
live action came out, and then I got the chance to audition for Katara, and it's crazy. It's crazy how the world works.
Yes, it is. It is crazy, and I mean, it's so fun talking with knowing just fun watching you guys, watching other people um nabbing dream roles. What were once dream roles are now like the reality, right? So I'm gonna shift gears a little bit from dream roles to what's something that scares you, or what's something that you'd like to learn, or something that that you think is going to be a challenge for you. I mean, what's the
Huh.
type of delivery that you like, oh, you struggle with? You mentioned earlier that you were stuck with your kid voice for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then you managed to get past that. So I'm curious, what's like the next hurdle for you? Or yeah, what's the next hurdle that you see yourself scaling or getting past? Sorry.
Um I guess do I'd like to do more characters that aren't um I guess so aligned with myself. Um like I feel like even though yeah, Eleven's she's out there, you know, she's uh definitely one of the more challenging characters I've had the opportunity to dub.
Hmm.
She's power. You know what I mean? But like she's still this awkward teenager.
Okay.
Um and I feel like I mentioned earlier, you know, with an arcane dub, I would love to do something like Jinx that's so kind of not really in my wheelhouse, but I would so love to be able to do a character like her, you know, a little crazy, a little trigger happy, a little out there, you know, a little eccentric. Um just something not typical of me, I guess. I would love to explore more with crazier characters.
Okay. So that. That's a nice. I mean, that's a nice thing to try. I mean, it's always nice to to get out of your comfort zone, right? And
Mm-hmm.
to, to try characters that you never thought would fit you. And personally, hey, I mean, I'll say this much: I mean, I like to think of myself as a nice guy, as as a kind person. But when you give me a chance to play a villain, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do
Yeah.
half the stuff this guy does, but dang, he has some nice lines.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's
actually, to
really
add to this, I've actually been trying to kind of get into video
oh
game
no,
scene. Oh, I disappeared again.
yeah, you've
Hello.
actually been trying to get, and
Okay,
then
I've been trying video game scene a little bit. I've been
ooh,
shooting my shot at auditions on Twitter.
ooh,
Um, my active.
oh no, you've been shooting your
Oh,
shot
okay,
at
there we go.
auditions,
Hello.
shooting your shot at auditions on Twitter. That's the last thing I heard.
Yeah, kind of following in the footsteps of my ate Vanille.
Vanilla. Yeah.
Yeah,
We talked with her
she was
last.
actually the one that yeah, I saw nga eh. She was the one that recommended that I wait for auditions for that kind of thing. So
Ooh.
um that's kind of what I've been trying to knock on a little bit.
Wow,
See if
that
I can get anything. But yeah, hopefully it comes something new comes out of it, hopefully.
you've earned your keep. You've been doing this for quite a while, and I think just that successful that'll come eventually, sooner, hopefully, rather than later.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you've been dang you've been doing this for 14 years now. If is my math right? 6 years old, and you're 20 now, so
14
14
years,
years.
give or take, yeah.
Give or take. Wow, that is a long, long time. So I guess it's 9 o'clock. We've been talking for an hour. I think we can talk for much longer if the lag didn't really sort of annoy me. But do you have you know, any advice for someone who's just, who just happened to watch this and who's maybe sort of interested in voice acting, isn't quite sure? Do you have any advice for anyone watching, for someone who just wants to get into the industry?
Um talk to people. Talk to people. I feel like if you're not sure whether or not you want to do this, um, talk to people who are or who also want to get into it. Have conversations about it,
Mhm.
and practice. You don't. It doesn't even have to be like a paid workshop. If you just want to like explore that, just practice. Copy the people on your TV. And if it makes you happy, then do it. You know.
All right. That is some wonderful advice, and I think that's the perfect time to. Well, I'm gonna segue a little bit. I'm gonna play host a little bit.
Okay.
You wanna talk to people? We have this thing called the VAP. Wait, let me try pull that up. The Voice Actors at Home Clubhouse. Wait, where are you? There we go. We have the Voice Actors at Home
Woo!
Clubhouse. It is a place where you can, like Leia
Talk to
said,
people.
talk to people. You can talk to people who are in the industry, who are trying to get into the industry. There are people who are very interested in this craft, and there are still some 7 early bird slots left in the clubhouse, and that new round of the new block for the clubhouse is opening on July 5. So if you want to learn about voice acting, this is one of the places. And Voice Actors at Home PH is a community for that as well. And yeah, we have a lot of other communities on the net and on online on Facebook and in other places where you can learn and talk to people and ask about voice acting. Um, but here we have Leia, who thank you for spending an hour of your time, a little more than an
No
hour of your
problem.
time.
This was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was slightly nerve wracking for me because the filling in the gaps, not being unsure about whether to try and recap what you said.
Hmm.
It's a little nerve wracking. I'm still getting used to this, but this is something I'll be doing for quite a while. I hope I'll be, this isn't the last time we sit down and chat, and I'm
Oh, definitely
sure
not.
there'll
I'd be
there'll be
happy
more.
to return.
Yes, I'm glad to do that. I'm glad. I mean, thank you for that. And I guess I'm starting to ramble, so I will end on this note and say again, once again, thank you, Leia, for sitting down with us. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. And thank you for just being here and chatting with us. So that's it, mga kapitbahay. Thank you for listening. And thank you for,
Well, thank you so much for having me.
yes. All right. Bye.